What is up, everyone? It's Ryan living in Cambodia. I'm making videos so you can see what it's like to live in the Kingdom of Wonder. And I found Booyah, this old copy of A Lonely Planet. It's from 2001. Temple themes and jungle scenes. That's terrible. That's minus 10 points for you for that one. Cambodia is one of the fastest changing countries I've ever been to. Businesses opening and closing constantly. A quick scan of the skyline. There's construction there, construction. There's a big building being built over there. They just torn one down right there. They're gonna put a new one. So I got curious. What in this book still exists? 2001, that's 23 years ago. The book has a little section here called Highlights, and it says to sample the city's vibrant nightlife with a cocktail at Hotel Le Royal, a mixer at the Foreigner Correspondence Club, and a midnight journey into the heart of darkness. So all those places still exist except for the Foreign Correspondence Club, the FCC. It's closed down, I know that, and I'm not sure which is there now, but I guess that's our starting point. I want to hit the road today. I don't want to sit here and talk about this book. I want to go see these places, see what's out there. I'll get a coffee, maybe a beer, maybe some lunch at places recommended in Lonely Planet Cambodia 2001, if I can find places, because I guarantee you a lot of stuff has closed down. But we're going to find that out. We're going to go right now to the Ablad. See all this? Pigeons. Way more pigeons in Phnom Penh now. I don't know what they're doing, it's feeding them or something, but they're everywhere. One landed on my balcony today and tried to die. I'm like, no, you're not dying here. This is not where you died today. Okay, we are right on the stretch. And this is the old Foreign Correspondence building. I believe it was torn down. And then they're rebuilding something? No, maybe not. They're doing construction. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe this guy knows. Hello. Do you know this is yeah. What do they do now?
Oh, 10 years.
No more. Yeah. Do they make new? No. Who? Yeah. So maybe they tear the building down? Demolish? No. I don't. Beautiful building that is, I thought they tore it down, but obviously there's something still here. Can you see anything? I can't see. Can you see? So the FCC building, I guess they shut it down in 2018, but it was like a cool spot because first of all, it was a nice building and it had a nice balcony. You could sit up there and have a drink and get food, and there's a little bit of a hotel there, I think just like 3 or 4 rooms. But it was a spot where a lot of foreigners met, news reporters and stuff would stay there. They're reporting about the Civil War here and the genocide and stuff like that. It's unfortunate that that's gone, and I think there's a lot of places along here that are gone. This guy's like, who the f is this dude who's like trying to go to the FCC building, pulling out this old Lonely Planet? Is he a time traveler? Let's find a cafe. I'd love to have a coffee, but there's no cafe section in this book. Really, most of these restaurants are gone. There's a place down the street that I think is still there. Let's go pop into there. So Pink Elephant, the guy literally just walked up and opened the door. I don't think they're open officially yet. It used to be called Pink Elephant Pub, now it's called Pink Elephant Pizza. And they have super happy pizza. There used to be, back in 2001, I think 4 happy pizza places along here. The original was called like Happy Herbs or something. It seems to be gone. Let's go down the street a little further. I think there's a Thai restaurant that might be open right now that can give me some coffee. Okay, I found a spot. So this is Chiang Mai Riverside Thai food. Chiang Mai Thai restaurant existed for a long time. I'm thinking it's the same place. Oh, hello. Hey, can you tell me how long has this place been open? 2000. Oh, yeah. Okay. It opened in 2000, so right before this book came out. So there are 41 places listed in this book, places to eat. And out of the 41, only 7 are still open. The Happy Pizza Place, Lai Lai Restaurant, which is now a hotel as well, Hua Nam Restaurant, Mamak Corner, a Malaysian restaurant, Chiang Mai Riverside, which is where I am right now. A place called L'Atmosphere, same location, now called 1995 Atmosphere Bistro. And there's a Chai Hang restaurant as well. Oh, the last place, Nike's Pizza. They're open still, but they moved locations. They're down in Toltompong now. They used to be over in Basik Lane area. So 7 out of 41. That's just crazy. That's what, 17%? And these are places that were recommended that made the guidebook. You imagine the places that didn't make the guidebook. And it's kind of bonkers that there's no cafes in this book, but cafes are such a big thing here now. They're everywhere. You can get coffee at every kind of corner, you know what I mean? Okay, while we're here, let's look at the attractions section and we'll see. I'm assuming most of the attractions are still around. So they list National Museum, Tulslung, Killing Fields, Royal Palace. They have a big section on the Royal Palace here. And they get into the Watts, which all still exist. And then it goes into markets. Markets, they probably all still exist. It says that Sar Tamai, aka the Central Market, is the best place to shop. Nicest kind of experience for tourists, which I would say is still true. And they say that the Russian market is the best place to buy souvenirs. That could be true as well. But this note is pretty hilarious. This says, items for sale include miniature Buddhist silver, blah, 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 and ganja, both ready rolled and roll your own. Ganja for sale in the Russian market? Can't get that anymore. That doesn't exist anymore. I mean, maybe some guy selling weed on the side in the Russian market, but I wouldn't go around asking for weed in the Russian market. It also has Orusi Market. Orusi Market is the biggest market in, I think, all of Cambodia as far as like building size, square footage. But it says that it was an outdoor market at this time and they were building the actual building. I think they started building it in the year 2000 and it wasn't ready yet at the time that he wrote this book. Activities listed. Shooting has its own section. Many travelers decide Cambodia is the place to do the Rambo thing and fire off a few rounds on an AK-47. AK-47, still possible to shoot here, but the shooting ranges are quite different now. They're really expensive. This says it was $12 for an AK-47 clip. These days, that's like 60 bucks for a clip. The book mentions for $100, they'll set you up with a B-40 rocket-propelled grenade launcher, and they'll put a cow out in a field, and you shoot the rocket at the cow and try to explode him. Now, it does also say that they'll adjust the sights, and you're going to end up missing because they're not going to make it easy for you to hit this cow. It's a bit of a scam, but that you can't do that anymore here. Hopefully you can't do that anywhere in the world. But just looking online right now, the shooting range does still have the B-40, and for one shot, it costs $500. It used to cost $100, and it included a cow. Hello.
Hi, you need that book?
You got books?
Yeah.
Cambodia, year 0.
Yeah.
Oh, I've read this.
Yeah.
Off the Rails in Phnom Penh by Amit Gilbao. What year?
15 years. 5 years old.
50? You wrote this 50 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Written by a Cambodian?
Yeah, Cambodia.
Amit Gilbao?
Yeah.
That's a Cambodian name.
Yeah.
Huh. How much?
10.
10? No.
How much you pay?
I'll give you $3.
Maybe 8.
Poor guy. They're selling books that are photocopied. Yeah, you don't really see that too much anymore. That used to be a regular thing here in Cambodia. Maybe it's just because I'm not hanging around along the riverside here so much. So there used to be a boat that took you to Mekong Island, which I don't know where Mekong Island is, but they would do elephant rides there, classical dancing, and handicraft production. I think it's now Silk Island. I don't know for sure, but now you can take ferries over to Silk Island and there's silk presentations. They don't do elephant rides anymore. I don't think you can ride an elephant in Cambodia anymore. You're not supposed to be able to, or they've outlawed it. Okay, what's next here? We got the hotel section. 48 Phnom Penh hotels in this book. I do recognize Capital Guesthouse, which it says it's the longest running budget option in Phnom Penh, and it still exists, so I would say it's still the longest running budget option in Phnom Penh. Let's go drive over there and see how it looks. Where is this? Here's the old Indochine Hotel, which is in the book, but I tried to look it up and it doesn't exist anymore, but it clearly, I mean, the building exists, the sign's there, but I don't think it's an operating hotel anymore. Looks like it's seen better days. This is not a good spot to sit up. There's a lot of traffic coming on there, but it's pretty move. Better move. This is the Capital Guesthouse bus station and tourist center. I don't know. Okay, we'll just get. Yeah. Welcome. So you used to be able to get a room here, no window, no AC. No bathroom, just a closet essentially for like $3 a night. Those days are gone, but you still can get a room here for about $6 a night, and it has a window and a bathroom. Looks like a perfectly fine place to stay. This guy's doing his hair in my motorbike mirror. Okay, I'm back on the street and I am looking for some lunch. Not too many options in the restaurant, as you know. Restaurant section of the book. 7 options out of the 41 are still open, and I think I'm about to go to one, but I cannot confirm that it exists. Okay, right here, I found it. Check it. Mamak's Corner. Singaporean, Malaysian, Indonesian, Brunei food. Sounds good to me. Okay, I made it. I'm here. It's very quiet in here, so I'm going to talk right into the microphone so people don't think I'm a weirdo, even though I clearly am. So we were talking hotels. I was looking through the hotels while I was drinking my drink at the Capitol, and there's the Dara Reangsey Hotel. That's still open, apparently. Not a lot of hotels that are still open. The budget options pretty much all done except for Dara and Capital. The mid-scale ones, probably even less of them open. High-end, okay, you're gonna find more of those, I guess, because it's a bigger investment, so people have more money to put in to keep them updated. I was surprised that they sound really bad back then. The hotels were kind of garbagey, especially considering these days you can get a nice hotel here in Phnom Penh for $30 with a pool. There weren't that many pools back then by the sounds of it. There was one mid-scale that mentioned a pool, and of course some upper scale as well. But totally different world, because I find the hotels in Cambodia really nice. Like bang for your buck, you're getting really good hotels here. The book also has the Intercontinental Hotel, which was Cambodia's first 5-star hotel. When it was built, it was the tallest building in Cambodia. It shut down. It changed names, different ownership probably. Oh, thank you. Perfect. Welcome. It's since shut down. I wouldn't mind going by there. It's a little far away, but just to see the building and see if they're doing anything with it, because it's a really cool historic building. Check out the food. Beautiful. Rendang chicken, rice, some curry. I mean, there's a reason why this place survived, I guess. One of the places I wanted to mention is called the Renaska Hotel, and it was like this historic hotel. It's right across the road from the Royal Palace. It actually has a really cool history because the Phnom Penh Post was started there. Like somebody came here, rented a room, and started the first English newspaper in Cambodia from that hotel. It is kind of a shame that it's sitting there vacant right now, totally empty. So they also mentioned the Cambodiana Hotel, which I did a whole video about. You should check that out if you haven't seen it. But they call it in the book the Sofitel Cambodiana Hotel, which was the old name of it. The very first hotel they mentioned in the book is the Hotel Le Royal. Historical spot. I think it's worth driving to just to show you it from the outside. And I'm going to finish this food and then I'll do that. Alright, we are going just a block up, 2 blocks maybe. Look at this, Crustal chicken. Oh, call your place Crustal chicken. Well, here's the main business district. This area has probably changed a whole lot since that book was out. Okay. Check it out. Raffles Hotel Royale. So this was one of the, if not the very first luxury hotel in Cambodia. It was built in 1929, so it's very old, and they took very good care of it. Looks pretty good. In 29, when it was built, though, it was the tallest building in Cambodia. I'm looking at 4 stories high. It's not that tall at all. So the Raffles people actually took over in 1996, and they kind of fixed it up, and it's a top-notch hotel, maybe the best hotel in the city. Actually, when the Americans, was it Biden? I think it was probably Biden came here, they basically took over the whole hotel. They kind of just rented out the whole thing, and this is where the Americans stationed themselves. So this is the first hotel mentioned. Raffles even got a shout out in the highlights section with the Elephant Bar and their cocktails. I would love to go to see the Elephant Bar because it looks amazing. It looks very beautiful. Let's see if I can drive around this while I talk to you. It's like really beautifully designed. It's just really expensive. In the book, they mentioned that you can do happy hour, and it's 2 cocktails for $5. Not going to happen anymore. In 2024, you're looking at about $12 for a cocktail there. They do still have a happy hour. It's 40% off, which is still kind of expensive. Now, if you want to donate money towards the channel, you can do that. Check the comments below. Buy me a coffee, buy me a beer. You donate $12, I will come back to the Hotel Le Royale and I will get a cocktail at the Elephant Bar and make a video about it. So I don't know if that's of interest to anybody, but it certainly is interest to me. There is a bar section in the book, but closed down, closed down, closed down, closed down, closed down, closed down. They're like all closed down. The only one that is still open is Heart of Darkness, but it's like a nightclub. I'm not gonna go there now. It's like 2 o'clock or something, but it is an institution here and it's still open here 23 years later. So that's an interesting place to check out. Honestly, I've never been there, and when I tell people that, they think I'm crazy. One day I'll go to Heart of Darkness and enjoy the debauchery there. But for now, I think my best option for a cold beer is probably one of the old hotels that are still open. Oh yeah, so Dara Reangsey Hotel. I think that still exists. I think they probably have a bar. So let's go there and see if we can get a drink. It's the hotel. Oh, okay, thanks. Yeah, welcome, Chen. Do you want me to pay now? All right, made it. Here we are with Angkor beer. I usually drink Cambodia, but I had to get the Angkor beer because back in the day when this book was written in 2001, Cambodia beer did not exist. Angkor beer was the option. It says the local beer is Angkor, which is produced by an Australian joint venture company based in Sihanoukville. I didn't know it was an Australian joint venture company. That's interesting. They said it's not as good as Beer Lao. It's funny. What is that? It's a cat. There's a cat under the table. Cans of beer sell for around $1 in restaurants. Cheers. Okay, a few more things to note. In this book, they have an internet resources section, and it lists a whopping 3 websites. 3 websites with information about traveling to Cambodia back then. One of them is members.aol.com/Cambodia/index.htm, which, surprise, surprise, no longer exists. It also mentions internet cafes, and internet cafes would cost $10 for 1 hour of internet use. That's crazy. $10 for 1 hour of internet use, and you gotta keep in mind, the internet back then was probably 1% of what it is now. Yeah, this website says there were 10 million websites in 2000, the year 2000, and in 2004 there are 1.1 billion, which is I think that's 1%. That's pretty much exactly 1%. Nailed it. We got a section on fax machines. Every listing almost says the phone number and the fax number. There's only like a couple hotels that have email addresses listed. Faxes, it says, will cost you $4 to $6 per page. $4 to $6 per page is insane for that technology. It's crazy. Another thing I noticed is the streets are all labeled as Phlauvs, I believe is the pronunciation. Phlav is the Khmer word for road, so they're using Phlav more than they were using street back then, but these days I always hear street. I hear tuk-tuk drivers say street 141, street whatever. It might even say street on the signs, I don't know. The book also mentions gambling. So when the book came out in 2001, Naga World didn't exist. Naga World is a big casino here. They have Naga World 1, Naga World 2, but they did have Naga Floating Casino, which was a casino boat, and it was parked out on the Mekong. And that's pretty cool. If the casino's on a boat, I'll go to the casino, gamble as little as possible, but a floating casino, that would be pretty cool. I wish they still had that. It also mentions motocross. Motocross at Olympic Stadium, it said like once a month or so. That doesn't exist anymore. That would be super cool. See motocross races in Olympic Stadium. Oh, also in the transportation section, I noticed there's a lot of boats, like Boat to Siem Reap, Kampong Cham, Karachi, Stung Trung. These are all places that are pretty far away, but they had boats as like a public transit option to get there. They were slow, took a long time, but cool. It's cool to have that. I wish they still had that. These days, the boats that you're going to find parked along the river here are tourist boats for like sunset cruises, which they didn't actually have back then. So nowadays, less public transit on boats, but more like tourist sunset cruise boats. Oh, another thing. So I went through the transportation section. They talk about taxis. They talk about moto taxis. They talk about cyclos, the bicycle taxis, but they don't mention tuktuks. No mention of tuktuks in this book, which is crazy to me. There's a tuk-tuk right there. There's tuk-tuks everywhere now. Tuk-tuks are like probably the second most popular way to get around in Cambodia, and apparently in 2001 they weren't a thing. So that really surprised me. There's also a budget section, and it's saying that it's possible to travel Cambodia for $10 a day, including your accommodations. That is cheap. That is cheap, and even they mentioned it'd be stupid to do it because you wouldn't be able to go to any attractions, and it just wouldn't be that fun. But they said it is possible, and I highly doubt that would be possible nowadays. Okay, that does it for the 4th edition of Lonely Planet, published in 2001. Lonely Planet Cambodia, temple themes and jungle scenes. The book actually is well written, so I want to give a shout out to Nick Ray, the guy who wrote it. And I looked him up. I think he's still in Cambodia. He's posting stuff about Cambodia on his Facebook page. So shout out to him. Good job writing this book. Quite entertaining to read, even though it's not so relevant these days. Here's to the past and to the future of Phnom Penh. A lot has changed here, but one thing remains. This beer, $1. The guidebook says you can get a can of beer for $1, and you still can 23 years later. Perhaps that's all we need here in Cambodia. That's not all we need. What am I saying? That's insane. Thanks for watching. Take care. Comb your hair. I'm out.
Don't match up, no love.